MFL loan officer DJ Christofferson here. Hope you're doing well, and wanted to share with you or do another interview with you with another loan officer who went from the banker side and has moved over to the broker side and has seen tremendous success. Now, the cool thing about this loan officer is he was already crushing it on the banking side. And we're talking about $3 million, $4 million, $5+ million per month as he was closing. And I know a lot of people think about the broker side. Hey, you can't do a lot of business as a broker or whatever, that sort of thing on there. Well, this loan officer is further proof that the broker side creates more opportunities and you can do a lot of business as a broker. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Corbin. Corbin, how's it going, brother? It's
going pretty good. Thanks, DJ, for the introduction, man. I appreciate that.
It's my pleasure. And before we jump into the list of questions, I guess you and I we've actually known each other for quite a while. You've worked with my coaching marketing company, whatever you want to call it, Bridge Profits and such. We're not necessarily talking about that today on there, but I just love seeing your business continue to grow and grow. And excited you made the move to the broker side along with me. And now, with that being said, is thinking the broker side, what even caused you to start to think about being a mortgage broker?
So I think really it was for me about the rates and delivering the best possible circumstance to my borrowers. And when I found out that there was a better solution than where I was at, I did some research and I kind of just jumped in cold turkey, man. I mean, I jumped in in a couple weeks of finding out the difference in the rates and the pricing. So that's kind of how I got into it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I remember I was actually outside of my garage. We were talking, you kind of reached out, we talked, and all of a sudden you made the move, and it was one of the fastest ones on there. But so that's awesome. And
yeah, so, when I decide something, I just go, I dive in. So it's a good and bad thing. It's been in my benefit, and sometimes it's been my demise. So
yeah. Foot on the gas, man. And that's good though. A lot of us loan officers, we tend to have the problem where we overanalyze way too much and then we never get anything done. But you can't get anything done unless you put your foot on that accelerator a little bit.
Right. True.
Now, were you hesitant about being a broker at all? I mean, before that conversation, did you have any preconceived notions about no to broker or just any hesitations?
Definitely. So there's actually a local broker here in town that I knew. And I was just kind of talking back and forth with him for a few months, asking him questions, hey, can you guys handle volume? What does it look like when you're closing a certain amount of loans per month? Does it get, tougher? Things like that. And so I think that was my biggest concern, is what you were talking about at the beginning, is can a broker handle volume? And then also the support, the support systems. But then I also went on Scotsman's Guide and I saw, I think the number 2 or 3 mortgage originator in the United States is actually a broker. So I was like, if he's doing it on that level, then obviously there's a way to do this. So
yeah, and I know a broker. He shared with me his production. I think it was 246 loans, and it was just him solo. He doesn't even have a full-on team. I mean, that's
incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think it was
that's
in his market. I think that was 70 some. I forget what it was. 70 some.
Oh, I've heard of that guy, and he does the processing and everything by himself, right? That dude's an animal. That's a lot of work.
He absolutely is. So, well, with that kind of said, so would that be those, everyone has about myths about being a broker. So would you say then those are the 2 biggest myths that were busted for you, that one is the support and 2 is being able to handle large volume?
Yeah, both. I mean, large volume is kind of a perception, right? Because I wouldn't say my volume's super large, but it's decent. But yeah, that's the biggest 2 myths that were definitely busted for me right when I got here. And actually on the support side, I've been able to get more support on the broker side than I did the banker side. And where I was at was amazing. The people were amazing. The support was amazing. But I noticed that when you're a broker, the lenders really want your business. So they are willing to jump through hoops for you, do TBD scenarios for you. And especially United Wholesale Mortgage. I mean, they're a whole another animal. So having that support, then you have all the NEXA guys where we're at, that have the support. And so, that was definitely debunked for me. So.
Yeah. And don't be bashful, man. You're doing a lot of production. So, so you're good there. I like your humbleness. And so then what do you like best about being a broker? Now that you're a broker, you've been doing this, you're closing a bunch of business. What do you like best about being a broker?
So I would say the best thing I like about being a broker is not having to worry about getting shopped. Because
Yeah.
that was my biggest pet peeve. You go through all the work, you're servicing the client, you pre-qualify them, you do all the upfront work, and then you find out that the client went in escrow with somebody else or got a better rate elsewhere. And I haven't been shopped since I've been here actually. And if I have been shopped, the borrowers haven't told me, and they probably maybe looked around and
Yep.
ended up coming back. So just being able to retain those clients has added volume to my business, hands down.
Yep.
So,
You know, and I'm glad you brought that up because you are, you know, a good sized producer, large producer. And a lot of people get this, a lot of loan officers get this whole, I don't know what you want to call it. I want to call it arrogance or whatever. And I used to be this way too, is I don't sell rate, I sell service. And
right.
the thing is though, why can't you do both? And on the broker side, you don't lack to be able to provide the service. The service is up to you and what you can obviously do. And when you have turn times like we can have, and you can provide rates, why wouldn't you do that? I mean, I don't know if there was a question in there. I was just kind of just saying
It
that.
really is a no-brainer. No, once you really figure out the comp plan and you figure everything out, it really becomes a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So.
And I could sell service all day. I mean, you know, as the President's Club at one of the largest mortgage companies in the country and all this. And, you know, I could sell all day long, but there got to a point where personally I started feeling like I know that my clients can get good service elsewhere too and lower rates. And I'm selling higher rates and it's not to my client's benefit. It's not even to my benefit. It's not like I was making buco bucks on my basis points on there. It was going to other things and not me. You know what I mean?
And one thing I want to point out too is I was told on the funding side of things that funding was something to worry about on the broker side because everything has to be perfect to fund a loan. And you know, sometimes if you are running at the 11th hour, we hope 90% of the time that's not happening.
Right.
There's conditions that need to be done or whatever. PRMG, I want to give them a shout out because they've done some crazy stuff, man. I mean, they actually funded a loan that still had a couple conditions remaining and things like that. So I just want to stress that these companies are more than willing to work with you to get your deals closed.
Right.
So I think that's a key thing because I think a lot of people are concerned that, oh, well, if there's extra conditions or something at the end, you know, you're SOL.
Right.
So.
And I think one of the reasons for that too is not only do they want our business, but who we work for as well. And that's kind of my next question is, you know, we're NEXA Mortgage, we're the fastest growing mortgage company in the country. And growing like leaps and bounds. And so speaking of our company, what do you like best about working specifically with our mortgage company, NEXA Mortgage?
The camaraderie, man. I think it's cool. Everybody's here to help each other. You know, the Facebook group, you can just literally go in there and get support if you have questions.
Yep.
Obviously, the compensation plan is amazing. I mean, where else are you going to get paid 220 basis points and still give the lowest rates and fees to your clients? Nowhere.
Right.
So yeah, that's probably a couple things that I like, but the camaraderie, number one, man, it's pretty cool that everybody's willing to help each other and push each other and hold each other accountable. So,
and I love that. That was one of the most unique things that not, you know, it's on two levels, the camaraderie, both from the Nexus standpoint, our company, but just the brokers in general. It's like, that's kind of shocked me to see that. Sometimes I think some people go overboard, you know, with that, but as a whole, it's really cool. And like, we're united together. We want to do what's best for the clients, the borrowers out there. And there's a awesome movement. And it's the reason why the broker community has been growing so much. And so I love that you shared that. Now, you know, we're wrapping things up here. I would like to keep these interviews short. What would you tell a loan officer who is hesitant about even looking into or considering becoming a broker?
I mean, I would find somebody local that's a broker, you know, somebody that you can trust, ask them questions, maybe kind of figure out how exactly it works. Cause I think there's a misconception that it's really hard to do things as a broker and you can't lock in a rate and you can't do this and can't do that. So I think getting those limiting beliefs out of your mind will, you know, help you take the step to become a broker and best service your clients.
Heck yeah, man. And so one final question before I wrap things up here. Is there anything else that you'd like to share or you think anybody should know? If not, that's totally cool. But I like to keep that last question open.
Yeah, we have to, in my professional and personal opinion, we have to watch out for the consumer and the client. And if you know there's a better option out there for your consumers, in my case, I had to take it. So that's what I believe, and that's what I stand by. So.
That's awesome, Corbin, man. And I love it. Been watching you and your family and all that stuff over this time, and it continue to grow, and that's a beautiful thing. And so I appreciate your time, Corbin. And I know you and I will be connecting soon. And for you that are watching this interview, if you are interested in what it's like to be a broker and interested in what it's like to work for NEXA Mortgage, every single week we host a live info session. So all you got to do is reach on out to me, and I can chat with you there. We'll send you the information. And that's it. You have yourself a great day. Corbin, you have yourself a great rest of your day, and talk to you soon, bud.
Thank you, DJ.
You're welcome.